Dr. M. P. Jayaraman is an assistant professor in mathematics in L.N. Government College, Poneri. He has specialized on geometric function theory. With 14 years of teaching experience, he has handled topics on probability and queuing theory, discrete mathematics, random process, and engineering mathematics. Being a recognized supervisor for guiding PhD and MS students of Anna University, he is the reviewer of the journal Computer Mathematics and Applications. He has also written books on discrete mathematics and has also published papers in 28 international publications, in 4 national publications, and has presented papers in 2 international and in 2 national conferences.
Welcome you all for UGC lecture series in mathematical sciences. In today's session, we shall deal with the problem of finding shortest length and shortest routes between 2 nodes of a given network diagram. The first idea is shortest path problem. We are interested in finding the shortest path and length of the shortest path between 2 nodes of a given problem. This will be achieved by making use of an algorithm named Dijkstra algorithm. In Dijkstra algorithm, the idea is at each and every iteration we are going to assign some labeling for the given nodes of the networking diagram. By assigning label to the nodes of the given network by iterative procedure, we are going to find the shortest distance between 2 nodes of a given graph. Such type of algorithm is called Dijkstra algorithm. First, let us discuss about what we mean by shortest path of a directed graph and shortest path for an undirected graph. A shortest path between any 2 nodes in a network is a path of least distance. So, a path of least distance between any 2 nodes is called shortest path. What is the shortest path for an undirected network? That is the next question. So, in an undirected network, a shortest path means a path with least number of arcs. So, a path with least number of arcs or least number of edges is shortest path of an undirected graph. So, for a directed graph, shortest path means it is a path of least distance. For an undirected graph, shortest path means path with least number of arcs. So, with this definition of shortest path, next we will discuss about Dijkstra algorithm to construct shortest path for a given network diagram. In Dijkstra algorithm, the first step is let V naught denote the set of all nodes V naught of the network. Assign a permanent label 0 to the starting node and a temporary label infinity to the remaining n minus 1 nodes. Let V1 equal to V naught minus V naught star, where V naught star is the starting node which has been assigned a permanent label. Next step is let the elements of V1 be now denoted by V1. For the elements of V1 that are adjacent to V naught star, the temporary labels are revised by using the formula L of V1 equal to L of V naught star plus D of V naught star V1. Here L of V naught star equal to 0 and D of V naught star V1 is the distance from V naught star to V1. So, D of V naught star V1 is the distance of the arc V naught star V1, that means distance between the node V naught star to V1. And for the other elements of V1, the previous temporary labels are not altered. So, the next step is let V1 star be the vertex among the V1s for which L of V1 is minimum. If there is a tie for the choice of V1, it is broken arbitrarily. Now, L of V1 star is given a permanent label. Now, we set our V2 equal to V1 minus V1 star, let it be V2. So, the next step is ith iteration. For the elements of Vi that are adjacent to Vi minus 1, the temporary labels are revised by using the formula L of Vi equal to L of Vi 1 star plus D of Vi 1 star Vi, where L of Vi minus 1 star is the labeling for I minus 1 node and D of Vi minus 1 star Vi is the distance between the node Vi minus 1 star to Vi, and for the other elements of Vi, the previous temporary labels are not altered. Step 4 in Dijkstra algorithm is the iteration is stopped when the sink node is assigned a permanent label, even though some nodes might not have been assigned a permanent labels. The permanent label of the sink node is the length of the shortest path from the source node to the sink node. So, let me sum up the Dijkstra algorithm. Using Dijkstra algorithm, we can find shortest path between two nodes of a given graph by assigning label to nodes of the given network by iterative procedure. In the Dijkstra algorithm, our first step is choose an initial node. For that initial node, assign a temporary labeling. We take that initial node as V naught. Now, once we assign the labeling for the initial node V naught, next step we collect all the nodes which are adjacent to this V naught. So, collect all the adjacent nodes to the node V naught. For that adjacent nodes, we have to assign the labeling using the formula L of, suppose the adjacent nodes are V1 means L of V1 equal to L of V naught star plus D of V naught star V1. So, by making use of this formula, we can assign the labeling for the node V1. The labeling for the node V1 is sum of the labeling for the node V naught star, where V naught star is the initial node and the distance between the arc V naught star to V1. So, by making use of this formula, we assign the labeling for the adjacent node. If more than one adjacent node, for those adjacent node, we compute the labeling using this formula. Suppose V2 is the another node, you may making use of the same formula, we can find L of V2 labeling for the vertices V2. Now, among this labeling for V1 and V2, whichever is minimum, we can choose that labeling. Now, repeating this procedure, finally we will reach the final node, which we call it as a source node. Now, the labeling for the source node, suppose our source node is V8. Now, we assign L of V8 equal to 9. Suppose our V8 is the source node, that is final node, then the length of the shortest path from sink node to source node is 9, and by backward procedure we can obtain the shortest routes. Now, with the help of this Dijkstra algorithm, now we will find the shortest path and length of the shortest path for a given network diagram. To sum up, a Dijkstra algorithm is nothing but a given set of n nodes. We name those nodes as 1, 2, etc. n, where 1 is called sink node and n is called source node. So, given set of n nodes 1 to n, and corresponding to each arc ij, there is a distance dij, which is a distance between I node to j node, which is in terms of distance or transition time. Now, the problem is to find the shortest path from this sink node to the source node. So, this problem is called shortest problem. Now, with the help of this Dijkstra algorithm for a given network diagram, we will try to find the shortest length and shortest route. Using Dijkstra algorithm, find the shortest path from the vertex A to the vertex F find also the shortest distance. So, a network diagram is given which has 6 nodes A, B, C, D, E, F, and each nodes are connected by an arc. For example, the node A and B is connected by an arc which has a distance 2 units, and node A and C are connected by an arc which has a distance 3. So, a network diagram is given. For this network diagram, we will find shortest path from the node A to node F using Dijkstra algorithm. Now, with the help of Dijkstra algorithm, we are going to solve this problem. First, we have to choose the initial node. Let us choose our initial node as A, because we are interested in finding the shortest distance from node A to node F. Since we are interested in finding shortest distance from node A to node F, we choose A as our initial node. So, for the given network diagram, our initial node is A. Now, for this node A, we have to assign a permanent label, and for the remaining nodes, we have to assign a temporary label. Since A is our initial node, for node A, we assign our label as 0, and for the remaining node B, C, D, E, F, we assign the labeling as infinity. So, in the 0th iteration, since our initial node is A, for node A, we assign the labeling 0, and for the remaining 5 nodes, we assign the labeling as infinity. So, the vertex A has a permanent labeling 0. In the first iteration, once we choose our initial node as A, next we have to choose the adjacent node from the unconnected node. Since we choose A as our initial node, the node which is adjacent to A is B and C. B and C are the 2 nodes which are adjacent to A connected by the arc A to B and A to C. So, next step, we have to assign a permanent labeling for the node B and node C. For the remaining nodes, we have to assign a temporary label. Since B and C are connected to A by direct edge, B and C are adjacent to the node A. Now, we have to compute the labeling for B. So, L of B, labeling for B is, now the initial node is A, therefore, L of A star plus the distance from the node A star to node B. So, this is the formula for assigning labeling for the node B. So, now L of B is, L of A star is 0 plus the distance from A star to B is 2. So, 0 plus 2, 2. Therefore, for the node B, we assign the label value as 2. Therefore, for node B, we are assigning the label value as 2. Now, for node C also, since node C is adjacent to A, we have to compute labeling for node C. So, for node C, labeling of C is L of A star plus distance from A star to C. So, L of A star value is 0 plus the arc A to C has distance 3, therefore, D of A star C is 3, so which is 3. Therefore, for node C, we assign the label as 3. Therefore, in the first iteration, in iteration 1, the node B has label value 2 and the node C has a label value 3. Now, out of this labeling value of L of B and L of C, where L of B has 2 and L of C is 3, the minimum is 2, which corresponds to B. In the first iteration, the node B has permanent label 2 and remaining nodes has a temporary label. So, in the first iteration, the node B has a permanent label 2 and the node C has a label 3 and D has infinity, the node E has the value infinity and F has an infinity. So, in the first iteration, our node B has a permanent label and the remaining nodes has a temporary label. So, in the next iteration, in the first iteration we select the node A, in the second iteration we select the node B. Now, we have to select the nodes which is adjacent to the node B. Now, the nodes which are adjacent to B is node D and node E, because node D is connected to node B by a direct edge, single edge, node E connected to node B by a single edge. So, for the node B, the adjacent nodes are node D and node E. Therefore, now we have to compute the labeling value for node D and node E. So, we are interested in finding L of D and L of E. Now, L of D is L of B star from plus distance from B star to D. Now, L of B star is 2, which we obtained in the first iteration, and the distance from B to D is 5. Therefore, L of D equal to 7. Therefore, the node D has a labeling 7. Now, L of E, by making use of the formula L of E equal to L of B star plus distance from B star to E, will get the value as 2 plus L of B to E, the distance is 2, therefore, 2 plus 2 equal to 4. Therefore, in iteration 2, for the node B, the adjacent vertices are D and E. L of D value is 7, L of E value is 4. Now, in this iteration, the node L of D has value 7 and L of E has the value 4. But here we should make a point that in the previous iteration, our node C has a permanent label 3. So, by making use of this idea, in this iteration 2, we have to include the node C also. So, the labeling value for node C is 3. So, in iteration 2, the labeling for node D is 7, E is 4 and for C is 3. Out of this, 3 is the minimum. Therefore, in iteration 2, we assign the permanent label for node C, not for node E, because node C we assign permanent labeling in iteration 1. Therefore, we have to make into account the node C also. Out of these 3 nodes C, E and D, C has the minimum value. Therefore, in iteration 2, we should assign the permanent label for node C, which is 3. Therefore, in iteration 2, our node C has the permanent label 3. So, in iteration 3, now our position is node C. So, in the 0th iteration, we select the node A. In first iteration, we select node B. In second iteration, we choose node C. In the next iteration, that is in iteration 3, we have to select all the nodes which are adjacent to the node C. Now, for node C, the adjacent node is node E, because it is connected by a single edge which has a distance 5. Therefore, in iteration 3, we are interested in finding the labeling value of the node E, which is calculated by using the formula labeling value of E is labeling value of C star plus the distance of the arc C star to E. So, which gives us labeling value of C star is 3 and the arc distance of C to E is 5. Therefore, the labeling value of the node E is 8 in iteration 3. Here we should make one point that in this iteration 3, our labeling value for the node E is 8, but in the previous step we already assigned the labeling value for the node E is 4, because in the previous step E is the adjacent vertices to B. Therefore, by those labeling value into account, our revised labeling value of the node E is 8 and the previous value of the labeling value of the node E is 4. Since the revised labeling value is greater than the previous labeling value, for the node E we have to assign the previous labeling value, which is 4. Therefore, in this step for node E we have to assign the labeling value as 4, not 8, because revised L of E is greater than previous L of E. For node E we have to assign the previous labeling value, which is 4. Therefore, in iteration 3 the permanent labeling for node E is 4. In the next iteration, now we have to collect all the nodes which are adjacent to the node E. Now, once we select E star, next in order to assign labeling for the adjacent nodes, we have to collect the node D and F, because E is connected to D by a direct edge and E is connected to F by direct edge, which has a distance 4. Now, in this iteration 4, we have to compute the labeling value for the node D and node F. Therefore, our labeling value of D is labeling value of the node E plus distance between the arc E star to D. So, which we have L of E in the previous step we assign label value as 4 and distance of the arc E to D is 1. Therefore, L of D equal to 5, and using the same formula, if we compute labeling value for F, L of F is L of E star, which is 4, and the distance of the arc E star to F, which is 4, 8. Therefore, in iteration 4 we have to assign the labeling value for the node D, which is nothing but 5, and node F, which is nothing but 8. Therefore, in this step the node E has a labeling value of 5 and node F has a labeling value of 8. Now, from these two labeling value, L of D is 5 and L of F is 8. From these two, the minimum is 5, which corresponds to D. Therefore, in iteration 4 we assign permanent labeling for node D. So, in iteration 4 the node D gets a permanent labeling whose value is 5. So, in the next iteration 5, we have to collect all adjacent node for the node D. Now, for node D the only adjacent vertices is F. Therefore, we are interested in finding the labeling value of the node F, where L of F is L of D star plus the distance of the arc D star to F, the distance between the node D star and F. Now, L of D star value is 5, which we obtained in the previous iteration, plus the distance of the arc D star to F is 2. Therefore, L of F is 7. For the final node F, our labeling value is 7. Since only the node F is adjacent to D, in this iteration 5, the node F have a permanent labeling 7. Now, we are interested in finding the shortest path from node A to node F. Now, our final node is F. The labeling value of our final node, that is L of F star equal to 7. Since for the final node the labeling value is 7, which is the shortest distance from node A to node F. So, for this problem the shortest distance from node A to node F is 7. So, we got the shortest distance from node A to node F using Dijkstra algorithm. Next, our aim is to find the shortest route from node A to node F, which we get by making use of the backward substitution. Our final node is node F. Our node F is the final node. Therefore, we should start from the final node. In the final node, F star become F from D star. So, F star become F from D star. Therefore, the first one is F. Next, this D becomes D star from E. From E, this D become D star. Therefore, next one is D. Now, this E become E star from B. Therefore, the next node we have to choose is E. Here, we should make one point. E become E star from B, not on C, from iteration 2. Therefore, after choosing D, the next we have to choose is E. This E become E star from B, not on C, in iteration 2. Therefore, next path is B. Therefore, next one is B. Now, this B become B star from A. Therefore, this path is A. So, when we go backward, F become F star from D star, then D become D star from E star, then E become E star from B star, then B become B star from A. Therefore, the shortest route is A to B, B to E, E to D, D to F. So, shortest path is from node A to node B, then node B to node E, node E to node D, node D to node F, which is a distance 2 plus 2, 4 plus 1, 5 plus 2. Therefore, the shortest distance is 7. Shortest distance from node A to node F is 7, and the shortest route, the shortest path is, we start from node A to B, then B to E, E to D, D to F. So, for the given problem, the shortest distance is 7 and shortest path is A to B, B to E, E to D, D to F. Let me sum up. A shortest path between two nodes of a given graph is path of a least distance. So, a path of a least distance is called shortest path between any two nodes. Now, with the help of Dijkstra algorithm, we can find shortest path between any two nodes. Using Dijkstra algorithm, we are assigning permanent labeling for nodes of a given network diagram by making use of iterative procedure. The question: find the shortest path from node A to node F of the network given below. So, a network is given. In this network, we will find the shortest path from node A to node F by making use of Dijkstra algorithm. Thank you.